Today we're going Mini. Actually, we're going Maxi Mini. You see, this is the latest from Mini. It's the Cooper S Countryman, and it's the largest Mini of all. So today we're gonna find out, is this Maxi Mini still Mini? The Countryman actually shares the same platform as the BMW X1 SUV. Make no mistake though, this is 100% Mini DNA. The Countryman is longer and higher than your conventional Mini, but I think they did a great job with the proportions. You see, you look at the headlights compared to the grille and the air intakes. You look at how well those wheels fill out that wheel arch. The size of the windows, they didn't just take a Mini and just make it bigger. They really thought this through, and I really think it looks very proportional. And onto the back, you have a very Mini looking back end. Love the chrome accents, and of course the chrome Countryman that goes along the bottom. Finished off with dual exhaust as well. But to make the Countryman even more practical, you can equip it with an automatic power liftgate. Simple kick under the bumper, it goes up. And if you have this feature, once you've had it, you really can't go back. It really is handy. It's almost like having comfort access where you don't need your key to open the door. So once inside, you actually have a pretty decent sized trunk. I was able to fit a full-size double stroller in here. Here's something unique. You lift up this flap, and there is more room below that. So you can put flatter items or more valuable things in there. You can just close that up, and it looks like there's nothing there. Couple other things to note, you have hooks for grocery bags and a 12-volt outlet in the back as well. Handy if your outdoor activities require some power. Okay, first thing you notice when you get into the Countryman is the step-in height. It's higher, so it's easier to get in and out of. I like that. I guess I'm getting older. But to say that this interior has a lot going on is an understatement. There is a lot going on here. Up top you look and they have toggle switches for lights, for the sunroof. By the way, this has two sunroofs, one in the front, one in the back. What I like is they have this mesh covering so you can still let some light in but block out most. And then you have toggle switches on the bottom here. Couple USBs, really handy. In the center you have your selector for your infotainment. Basically, it's the BMW iDrive system. You can use your finger to actually write characters on the knob itself, so really handy for entering addresses. Now let's just start it up. Now I can show you the star of the show. In this case, this has the navigation option. So you get an 8.8-inch screen, but it's not just a screen, it's this ring around it. And what's really cool is it's a multi-purpose ring. Take for example, if I'm gonna change my temperature on the outside, you can see it go from blue to red and where it goes. Or the fan, if I turn it, it emulates the same as the dial, low and high. And then if I go on the radio and we turn it up, it is so cool. And when you're not doing things like that, you can actually have it so right now I have it set for engine speed. So as you see, as I rev it up, it's like a giant color tack. I love this thing. One other thing about the screen is you can use the controller to select what you need, but it is also a touch screen. How cool is that? Also, when you use your backup camera, what happens is when the sensors get closer to an object, this ring notifies you. Of course, it starts from green, yellow, and then of course red means stop, but it's accompanied by stereo sound, and it's very, very effective. Let's turn it off and continue on here. And this ring, I just call it like a mood ring because you can set it that it just changes colors while you're driving. And while it's doing that, it's changing corresponding colors on the door panels and even in the handles themselves. Now, the only thing that I'd kind of like to see in this interior is Everything is quite symmetrical. You have one knob in the center here, and you have two small ones beside it. And then for your gauge, you have your speedometer, a nice analog speedometer, and you have your tachometer on the left side. It just seems like it's missing something on the right side of it. Instead, they kind of have this integrated fuel gauge. I think they could have kind of done away with that. That part kind of looks a little tacky to me. This one is equipped with these beautiful leather Chester seats. I really like the color of them. They go very well with the exterior of the car. And in the back, there's plenty of room. Obviously, I got 2 car seats back there. The kids have not complained, which is pretty amazing since you're in a Mini and you need a lot of room for car seats for their legs. But a nice thing, these seats actually slide back and forth. So if you need more cargo room, if you're not carrying anyone, you can slide those forward or backward if you need more leg room. There are 3 versions of the Countryman. There is the Cooper S that we're driving right now, and the JCW, which is a John Cooper Works. They all have different power plants. The Cooper has a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder. It puts out 134 horsepower. The Cooper S gets a 2-liter twin-power turbo engine and putting out 189 horsepower, so a pretty big jump. And then, of course, the top-of-the-line JCW also has a 2-liter twin-power turbo. That one puts out 228 horsepower. The torque is pretty impressive, though, with this Cooper S at 207 pound-feet. All the Countrymen, doesn't matter which one you get, they're available either with a 6-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic transmission. And this one's equipped with the automatic. Now, in normal mode, one thing I noticed is that when you're going along, as soon as you start accelerating off a stoplight or a stop sign, it wants to get into that highest gear as fast as possible. So when you really want or need more out of it, it takes a little bit because you gotta kind of gear down a gear or two. One way of solving that problem is you flick that into sport mode, and of course this whole ring goes red. And sport mode, it optimizes the throttle response, it changes the transmission. Now, one thing it doesn't change, though, it does not change the suspension. You can get, as an option, though, a dynamic damping system for the suspension. It's about $500, but this one is not equipped with that. I've basically been driving this in sport mode. I find comfort, it's just a little lacking for me. I wish that the baseline was sport and then there was something on top of that. Now, if you're looking for something that's a little more performance oriented, you probably want to go for the JCW. It has more power. It has a sport suspension. It has a sports transmission with paddle shifters as well. And it has all those JCW little pieces that you get on it. Now, you can get a lot of those things on this Cooper S, but by the time you put all that together, you might as well just have gotten the JCW. Another big plus of this Countryman is that this is the all-4, meaning it has all-wheel drive. Not only is it a benefit for inclement weather, but it's also great for handling. Even though the Countryman is based off of the BMW X1, that platform, it doesn't drive or feel like you're driving an X1. It's a little bit smaller, but it feels very nimble. It's easy to dart in and out of traffic in tight quarters, in mall parking lots, things like that. Very easy to maneuver. Visibility is great. You're up a little bit higher. But one thing about it is that it's a Mini. Like, if you want to compare this and X1, yes, the X1 it's a great vehicle as well, but this is a Mini. Like, you can go on Mini rallies. How many X1 rallies are there? When you get a Mini, you really become part of the entire Mini family, which I think is kind of cool. I've driven this vehicle for about a week, and I can tell you I'm genuinely impressed. Sure, there is a small compromise. It doesn't have quite that go-kart type handling that you get in the smaller Minis, but because of its size, that kind of wipes that compromise out because you gain so much more. First of all, you can carry people around more comfortably with the larger cabin. You can carry more cargo. You have the practicality of that automatic tailgate, the power tailgate, and you have all-wheel drive. This vehicle, it's not just for singles or couples anymore. This could easily work for a small family as well. And the best thing about all of it, it's still a Mini. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.